What up, YouTube? So last month, or actually probably 2 months ago, I bought this OneWheel off of Facebook Marketplace for $500. OneWheel Plus had like 300 some miles on it, and to my surprise, it ended up being a really good buy. I haven't really used it all that much. I want to start riding it some more, but the little I have rode it and kind of messed around with it, it seems like the battery pack is in good shape, which what was my biggest concern about buying one of these things. So I thought I got a pretty good deal on it. But so the tire doesn't hold air. It's very well worn, which the seller warned me about before I bought it. Like I said, it has 300 some miles on it, and he said he already changed the tire before. Now the tire does have some kind of sealant in it. So when I fill it up, it does hold air for a ride, but it ends up deflating within a day. And that kind of actually makes it a little unusable to ride it more because every time you take it out, you got to fill it up. So I definitely want to put a new tire on it so I can just hop on it and ride and get the mail or what have you. So I went and I bought a Vega tire. I didn't buy a OneWheel Vega tire because they were a little more expensive, but this is a Vega. It's 11.5 by 6.5 by 6, which is the same size that's on it currently. But since this isn't a OneWheel Vega tire, it's made out of a different rubber compound. And I bought a harder compound. I bought MCM compound, which when I was doing my research, that's a harder compound than what came stock with the OneWheels. So hopefully it'll last a little longer. And I didn't go with tread. That's the thing. My plans were to ride it some more, get comfortable with it, and then try to find what tire was the best. And when you go down a rabbit hole on YouTube and on the forums, just trying to see what tire people recommend. And the number one tire that people recommended is out of stock. You can't get it. So I just was like, I'll just go ahead and put a regular slick on it, and then I got to get used to riding, and I'm not really that good at riding it. So I'm going to change the tire out. I did buy slime to put in it. And I also, as you can see, it doesn't have any grip tape in the back. I don't know what the deal or the backstory behind that was. I bought it. The guy lived in Sarasota, and I only met the guy for like 5 minutes during the transaction. He was like, I would describe him as a stereotypical surfer dude. So I don't know if he pulled it off because it feels better in your feet having the wood, but definitely you need to put grip tape on it because once your feet get a little wet, it just wants to slide right off. And then the grip tape in the front isn't in the best shape. So on Amazon, I bought the cheapest grip tape I could find. It was $15 and some change, and it took forever to come. But I'm going to make a fool out of myself because I can't pronounce that. Man, I can't believe I can't pronounce that. I don't know why. I'm having a brain fart. But anyway, it's labeled for the OneWheel XR, but from my understanding, the XR and the Plus actually have the same exact body. So enough rambling. I'm going to set up a time-lapse video and try to change the tire out. I just watched a video of a guy doing it, a popular video, and they say you can change it out in 20 minutes. We'll see if that holds true. Okay, as you saw, that was relatively easy. That video I watched said they had to take off this connector, but really I don't think you have to take off this connector at all because it stays attached to the main part. So I got the rails off, and then got this off. The screws mounting the hub to the rails were, I used standard 1/4 inch Allen, and then the screws for the fenders, I thought it was metric. Number 4 worked, but it might be U.S. standard too. I don't know. But yeah, now this is what's probably the hard part, trying to break the bead off of this and get the old wheel off. Okay, I got it done. As you can see, there was green slime in it. Which I didn't think it was green slime because when it was seeping out liquid, it wasn't green. It was like a clear liquid, but it's definitely green. What I used, I took this beater screwdriver and I wrapped it in electrical tape. I still did manage to scrape the rim some. So these hubs are definitely soft aluminum. The rims are soft aluminum, and unless it was gouged before, so I took the paint off there and there, unless it was like that before. But the seat of the air is on this backside. That's what you definitely don't want, this back rim to get gouged. So I'm going to go and clean off this green slime, and I guess we'll be ready to put the new wheel on. Okay, I got the new tire on. The fact that the tire folded in on itself, I don't know if that made it easier or harder. And definitely, if you did it every day, you probably could do it real quick, because once I figured out how to, getting the wheel on the first, past the first rim was easy. The second one was hard, but once it started sliding over, it was real easy to do. And then I had a hard time setting the bead. I ended up having to take a ratchet strap around the tire to bring it in. But finally, the bead is set. I took the air back out. I have a brand new valve stem I'm going to put in it, because I had a new valve stem from a tire patch kit I have. But took the valve stem back out because I want to slime it. This is a 16-ounce bottle, and they say for like tractor wheels and wheelbarrow wheels use only 8 ounces, so I'm only going to use 8 ounces for this. And then I'm going to put it back on. The hardest part should be over right now. Okay, there we go. A brand new fresh Vega. Look how clean that white wall is. I'm just joking. Put it back together. I don't have any spare hardware, so that's always good. So let's turn it on, take it for a test spin, see if I messed anything up. Okay, we're all ready to go. We have 67% battery life, and just for documentation, I'm at 343 miles. So I put a new tire on at 343 miles. Apparently, this is the third tire that's on it. I have a hard time believing that. I'm hoping I get more than 150 miles out of the tire. And I always cringe when I see people riding these things without the proper footwear, but I'm going to break that rule right now. And we're off. Oh yeah, I put 18 pounds, like 18, 19 pounds in it. My weight probably has jumped up because I haven't been on a diet, so I'm probably the high 180s right now. So in the grass, doing good. And let me ride up the sidewalk. You guys can't see this, but on the sidewalk it's super smooth. Okay, cool. So I didn't mess it up. So next will be to put on the grip tape, but I'm going to hold off for a little bit because I want to try to customize it so my one wheel looks a little different, you know, so I could make out that it's my one wheel. So I'm going to try to take my laser cutter, which I haven't really used, and I really want to crack down. I have all the parts to kind of upgrade it to make it more user friendly. And I was going to make a video on that, but that's another project. But I'm going to try to use the laser cutter without doing those upgrades, which I have in the past, to try to print out masking tape stencils to put on the new grip tape to make custom grip tape. So let's see how that's going to turn out. Okay, so I successfully cut out some stencils out of painter's tape. I ended up buying like $20 worth of painter's tape, or $20 of painter's tape and masking tape, just different types to try to find which one will work the best. And I ended up finding this Scotch rough surface to work the best with this grip tape. It didn't really, it still doesn't really stick the best. So anyway, I put it on, and then I spray painted it with clear coat first, because I was watching a tested episode and they said if you do that, it fills in the seams underneath the painter's tape, so then that way you won't have these like rogue streaks, you know, going underneath the painter's tape for your color. So then I just spray painted several coats of color on top, and then I finished up with spray painting another layer of clear coat on top of that. Okay, so it's dried. I put another layer of that clear coat over top of it, even though it was flat. So here's the moment of truth to see how well these stencils worked. Oh wow, it worked pretty good, at least for this ran. Little bleed through between the tape there, but makes me wonder now if I wouldn't have sprayed the clear coat first, if it would have. Little bleed through there. Let's see how these. Wow, that one's pretty much perfect, with the exception there's a little one through the tape right there. Same thing, little bleed through on the bottom there in an unrelated spot, but it turned out really good. Grip tape is starting to come up a little bit on the front, but the thing is you have the sensor pad, so they recommend heating it up with a heat gun to kind of soften up the glue. And they say the biggest thing is don't peel up the plastic. If you peel up the plastic, to stop. Okay, so that's what the sensor pads look like. It looks like it has a common ground and then 2 sensor feedbacks for each side. So yeah, I'm going to go and wipe this down with isopropyl alcohol to get it nice and clean for the new grip tape. Okay, this is going to be the most nerve-wracking part, probably, is trying to get this aligned. But I think you just pretty much have to go for it. Or I can do the thing where I can get it aligned, tape it. Maybe I'll do that. Let me get some tape. I am kind of curious to know how long that paint's going to last on the grip tape, if it's going to just wear right off. Because it seems like the grip tape's a hard surface for paint to stick to. You see the paint didn't even. Okay, well we're gonna just have to freelance it then. Oh well, I just pretty much did that perfect first try. And then just make sure I do the edges really good. Okay, so then the question would be, can I do it 2 times in a row? Oh yeah, by the way, I'm placing these stickers to read in the right direction when I'm looking down on it, since I'm goofy footed. Since I use my right foot forward. You would have to do it the other way, I guess, to make it look better if you're not goofy. If you don't ride goofy foot. Okay, looks like I'm 2 for 2. Last thing is to put on the wheel cover. So I rode it around without the wheel cover, and you definitely need the wheel cover. The wheel cover is definitely a must. It's unbelievable how many stones will get thrown up on you without it. And I accidentally got my ankle caught on the wheel for like a split second, and it burned the skin off pretty much immediately. It's a 7/64 apparently, for those of you following at home. Okay, that's pretty much it for this video. I changed the tire, put new grip tape on the one wheel. I kind of customized it a little bit. And, I haven't really put too many miles on it since I bought it, pretty much because of the tire, because I couldn't just jump on it. I would always have to make sure I filled it up right before I jumped on it. But now I'm ready to take it out. I'm going to try to plan some specific trips going around different places to one wheel around. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I don't regret buying it, especially this one on Facebook Marketplace. Like I said, I paid $500 for it, and the battery was good, which OneWheel Plus, now, since they're old enough that if the batteries weren't maintained, if the batteries were kept at a low charge or overcharged for a long period of time, or if it wasn't kept in that 40 to 60% while it was in storage, Nowadays, pretty much the OneWheel Plus batteries are kind of dead. But I don't think, for right now, I'm not going to do any battery mods to it. But I do have an Ego battery, so I did think about doing the Ego battery mod. But definitely, at this point, I just want to ride around some more, get more comfortable with it. It hasn't thrown me off yet, and I'm still anticipating that. So I've always been a little bit hesitant riding it. But yeah, I thought I would make a video just kind of documenting this process. It wasn't that bad at all. And now I'm ready to ride. Thanks for watching.